Guys, we're back and the market is going just how we planned. SPY and QQQ, and I want to show you, listen, the market is setting up for the slingshot reversal that we prepared for, and we got that pullback. Traders chase, and that's exactly what happened. Let's get straight to the charts. I'm Coach V. This is the unique trading group where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. All right, listen, now, I warned you guys before that we have this range of emotion and that we could swing back and forth within this pendulum swing. And as you can see right here, we got that move down. All right, quickly, I want to show you. We talked about this before in our previous video. Listen, these patterns could print. I explained to you guys in a very swift way that we could get some sort of pullback because there will be rookies trying to chase the top and they weren't in like we do. Just real quickly for the receipts, and we're going to hop back over to those charts to give you that game plan to get ready in for next week. All right, here we go. Comes back down. It comes back up. Right here is where you want to trap them at, okay? If we can get them to get trapped here and commit for that technical pattern, all right? Usually this is what happens. We get that flush back down, all right? And if you haven't noticed just yet, this is your head and now I'm going to go ahead and pause it real quick. I did say it would be short. Now why do I say that? Now we set a head and shoulders pattern, but we didn't quite get the head and shoulders pattern, but traders did chase and we got that big flush down the way that we said. Verbatim, right? Verbatim. Now, this was the previous head and shoulders, and so I assume maybe in the context that we could get any kind of bearish pattern. But either way, it happened fast, and now you guys can see if it happens this way, the quicker it happens, and no market makers are going up and down, it's no chop, then we get those flush downs. Now, where are we right now in the swing of things? The Q's are ready, SPY is ready, all right, NQ. If you guys want to see some moves on the NQ thing right here on the NQ. Now we had traders who chase. The NQ is kind of a little different from the actual SPY, but we still have that same range of emotion inside of the pendulum swings, but we just don't have the same structure as the ES and the SPY. But right now, at the time of this recording, it's 1:56 p.m. 227. And we're at 683.58 on the SPY. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to these previous patterns here. All right, you see we have this V bottom reversal here. We have maybe a double bottom pattern, right? Let the bears try once and let them try twice. All right, they tried twice to bring the market down and they failed. All right, these 2 weeks here. All right, and right here you have a parallel pivot point here in this parallel channel you see here. But then our racetrack, all right, and remember that racetrack stands for range, auction, control, and execution, all right, race theory. And inside of these pendulum swings, you have breakout pullback zones, as you can see here on my chart. Hope you guys can see these annotations in my illustration, all right. Very important for you to understand why it's here and what it means, all right. And like I said, price has pivot here inside of this parallel channel here, all right. And we want to see a technical pattern, not just any kind of pattern, ones that you might recognize. There are a couple of them, and there are a couple of clues on the chart to let us know where the best entries in the X's are. And right here, we kind of don't have any indication besides that price got bought up right here. And then this price point here creates a higher low. Now, if you're new to the channel and you're watching for the first time, there are trading terms you need to know, right? I would say elementary, things that you need to know in order to go forth. And so these are trader term basics, all right? Market structure, and you want to know what higher highs and higher lows is. And so right here we have a higher low. Now, a quick illustration. We have an up movement, a down movement, a up movement, a down movement, a up movement, a down movement. Now, if you notice, when the price started from here, make sure you guys can see, when price started from here, it went up a little bit and it came back, but it never went back down to retest these lows. It stopped here. It's showing some pressure and demand for price to continue, and the bulls and the buyers have control. Same here. Profit taking, we come back, but it fails to go back down here, and we create this higher low here. All right, so on and so forth, excuse me. And we also have a down trend, and it does the complete opposite, where you have a step ladder down. It's the complete opposite of a uptrend. It's a downtrend. So we have a move down, retrace, profit taking, move down, retrace, profit taking, move down, all right? And we have this trend down. Now, if you haven't noticed, right, notice right here that the price has been broken, okay? For example, let's just say, okay, that this yellow line here, price has broken here. It is breaching this price. It's knocking out those orders and taking out, making new highs. That's showing strength and momentum. We're creating higher lows, making higher highs, price and momentum, all right? And that's what you want to understand. Now, what do we have in front of us for next week going on? It's 2 o'clock. We have 2 hours left in the market, all right? And we have this pivot point here, but what we want to see is we want to see the technical trap, the technical pattern, meaning that we want to see some traders try to take this thing down, and so far they have failed. They failed to do that so far. All right, and right here on the hourly time frame, all right, I've used the hourly time frame for the SPY, and the reason why I choose to trade SPY is because SPY has enough volume and liquidity for me to get in and out of my trades, and that's what we like as day traders. We want to have that liquidity in order to get paid. You don't want to trade any chart. And just a quick message, I am not a financial advisor. I'm only a mentor and a coach. But if you've been here long enough to know, this is educational purposes only. So be entertained, be educated, and do me a favor, smash the like button, why don't you? Hit that notification, that way you do not hit the bell notification, that way you're not missing any of these valuable drops. All right, now let's get back to this game plan. Now, within this imagery that you see here, you see we have our breakout pullback zones, we have our pendulum swings, and we already talked about in our previous videos that price likes to go back and forth, all right, within this range. Okay, now right here is an important part, because we're not swinging all the way back down within the range of the pendulum, right, in this area here just yet. But what we are doing is we're stopping right here, potentially making that higher low that we talked about right here. Okay, now if that's the case, okay, what happens is that there's so much momentum to the downside within a uptrend type of market, right? And that rookies mistake this for a bear market, and they chase, and the orders get trapped in. And what happens is price continues to go up the same way you see it as I'm speaking now. This is the power of what I teach. And so there's confidence in understanding these patterns, right? No crazy indicators, not a strat, not a volume profile, just market structure and price action. This is pure, and I want you guys to learn this. So take your time and give yourself some grace. If you need to, play this video back as many times as you need to. I want this to sink in, and I want to give you guys some value. And so if you understand these things, you understand that your best risk to reward for calls or to buy would be at the bottom, the same way here. Now let's put it in context. I know this is beautiful to you as you see price rising as I tell you about these patterns. And it's 2 o'clock now, and we are 684.31. All right, the bears have tried. This looks like a inverse head and shoulders, possibly, but we have to stay this way, and price has to stay in the structure here within an hour. Now, before, let's put some things in context. How long did it take before for price right here? How long did it take before for price to bounce and to go to the upside? Let's look at the dates, all right? So we're going to move this over, move this to the top here. Right now, look to the bottom, that gray box, right? As I move, you see the gray box, and it gives you a date, right? So let's start right here. So this was on February 24th. Price went from 681 all the way up to 693. Again, it went from 680, 681 all the way to 693. And it started on February 23rd. All right, February 23rd all the way to February 25th. That entire move took 2 days for you to make a $13 profit. All right, I want you to put that in perspective. If we can get these bears to commit, as you can see right here, right? These bears are committing right now, right? And it seems like they might have got trapped. There's a little bit of price acceptance, all right? But we have to get past these markings here, all right, in this range of emotion, right? We got to get within this range of emotion to see price swing within the fast lane, okay? The fast lane is right here, okay, within our parallel channel, all right? Things are parallel with our structure. All right, breakout pullback zone. All right, we broke up, we broke out here, we pulled back. Get it? Right here, we broke out with strength, pulled back. That's why this is the breakout pullback zone. Range of emotion inside where traders get chapped. There's a lot of chop, right? But when price gets out of here and find discovery, not only do we swing back, But you can clearly see that there's gaps up here and here that need to be filled if we can gain momentum above the gamma squeeze, which is 686, 689, and 690. These are the numbers for price to get above. We have to hold above the 21 here, all right, which is around 687. We have to hold above these prices in order to see continuation towards the upside, towards the fast lane up here in this pendulum swing, all right. That's what I expect if we fail, all right, because you don't want to be biased to the downside. Now, if you're watching this before the market is open and the video is released, whether or not it's after or before the market closed, just understand that your risk is below here. Now, this applies to every market and every structure. DXY, coin, base, commodities, gold, silver, it applies to every chart. Forex, it doesn't matter. These things apply. The only difference between this and maybe a DXY is that you're not going to get as many as moves as you would on the SPY. It's slower, right? But if you can time and learn these human behavior patterns, guys, that I'm giving you, all right, two-try failures, two-legged pullbacks, all these videos that I've been giving you, and study these and understanding that price action is only human behavior. If you can learn this, right? If you can practice, get a screen time, and let someone mentor you that's been doing this for a long time and proving to you time after time how to do this, you'll have an upper hand. Just like right now, price is going towards the upside and we're finding acceptance. These are patterns that really work. And so you got to stay down and you got to understand these type of things. Risk to reward, understanding that if you're not in the trade already and you want to rush in, it's the wrong thing to do. Your risk is below here. Your stop should be below here because why? This invalidates this higher low and we break structure. Now, what does that look like? That would look like this here. When price breaks, break structure here, break out, pull back in our pullback zone, and continue down. Okay, that's what that means. All right. Now let's remove some of these markings because price is actually moving right now, guys. We're doing really, really good with price action, and as you can see, the bulls are trying to take over here on the NQs. Now, the NQs are moving a little bit different. We don't have that momentum here on the NQs. All right, we don't have that same momentum on the NQs right now. So like I said before that, the NAS is a little bit weaker than the SPY. Now, let's check Tesla. All right, let's check Tesla. See what Tesla's doing today. Pretty weak. Obviously, if it's a part of the NAS, it's still weak. All right, people are chasing, a lot of money chasing. A lot of traders are chasing these price action, man, and the pain is right here. You can see it. All right, it's not going to be until these options expire today where price gets bought up, possibly a two-try failure. Okay, possibly where price gets bought up. All right, and price shoots up overnight inside of this profile here. All right, so we do have a D-shaped volume profile. Price could get accepted here. Tesla could be back at 436 within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Remember that I said that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. All right, we'll run that if you didn't catch it. Now, let's also check out Bitcoin, and we're going to double back to the SPY. What is Bitcoin doing? We are still struggling to get above 70,000. All right, we did fluctuate up to the upside at 67 and 68,000. But we just can't seem to find our footing. Could they be buying? Possibly. But we won't know until the COT report is released, and that's an hour and 30 minutes from now. The COT report will be released, and we will be informing you guys inside of the Discord group, if you're there, on the moves that the banks are making so that we can prepare for next week and get some of that swing trade money, right? We want to know context. Should we hold? Should we swing? And should we not do anything? Remember, guys, sometimes the best trade is really no trade, all right? Sometimes cash is the best position. Now, I see Bitcoin feeling possibly retesting some of the lows. We do have the same thing we have on the SPY. We always have breakout pullbacks. We always have ranges. Ranges act like magnets. They always pull back. This here's a range. Price got all the way up here. No matter how long it took, it always comes back. It's a high probability setup. So Bitcoin has a little bit more downturn to get. Could we reclaim here at 65,000, right? If we could hold 65,000, there could be some reclaim back towards 66 and towards 67, all right? But we got to get past these markers, all right? And the underbelly of this range here on Bitcoin, right here, the underbelly of this range on Bitcoin, in order to see continuation towards the upside, all right? So trade carefully. If you're scalping or trading options on crypto, that's what I will be looking out for, all right? Now, let's double back to the SPY to check and see what price action is doing. Remember, this is live recording right now. See how this goes? This is real and raw. This is live as I record to give you guys this game. Now, price has been rejected here. All right. Now, I want to give you this classic understanding. Price has been rejected by the 21 here on the 30-minute. There are traders who are chasing. They see these patterns, all right, and they front run it. But listen, we have a couple of minutes left in the market, all right, an hour or so left in the market. So there's people scalping and day trading in between. And so you have to realize that the move really can't happen until the end of the market. All right, it's Friday. Contracts expire. So you have to expect these wild moves. You got to understand that. You have to expect these wild moves. But that is the game plan, all right? 3:30, the CLT report comes out. If the banks are buying and still bullish, you will see price shoot up above over the weekend. These gaps could get filled overnight. We could wake up to higher prices next week, guys. That's just how this works. If price continues to hold these levels here in its inverse head and shoulders, we have about 50 minutes left. Remember this time in this recording, 2:10. February 27th, 2026. I'm going to go ahead and move on from there now that you guys have that game plan. And I do want to check the dollar. All right, I want to check the dollar. Okay, we are still making these. We're in between. No higher highs, higher lows, but we are in between on the dollar. And the dollar's looking pretty weak. We could see some sort of spike. Let's check the day time frame. All right. Oh yeah. We are stuck within a range here. We got to break out. I don't trade the dollar myself, but I've been getting some requests about it. So here it is. All right. Short below here. Short below 97.55. More so 97.25. All right. I like that. 97.25 and above. I would go long. 98.50, 98.40, 98.48. All right, that's my take on the DXY. Now let's check out the VIX. All right, what is volatility saying? What is volatility saying? All right, the VIX is trying to spike here, guys. The VIX is trying to spike up towards the upside. People are buying puts. They are buying puts, okay? Could it be a hedge? It could be hedging. Doesn't mean that the market has to fall. You see, we're holding these prices. But let's check some more market internals, all right? The put-call ratio. How many people are buying puts versus how many people are buying calls, okay? I love the contrarian view. We want to see the real picture. We don't want to guess or gamble, all right? It could be risk off. It could be risk off for stocks, okay? But the put-call ratio right now is at 0.74. It's a little slightly high for calls not to be following through for price on the SPY, which would explain why we're stalling there. So we're going to have to see some pressure get relieved towards the end of the day. There could be some orders on the market. Anything could be happening, right? People not getting out of their trades, this and the third. So it's going to have to be a telltale on the market to see what price does. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, this is the Unique Trading Group. Okay, I am Coach UV, and I am your #1 trading coach. All right, check out some of the more videos I have coming out for you, more in store for you guys, of course. And if you want to join a thriving community that teaches you how to fish while you learn, then check out that link below and come trade live with us. Let me show you the proof of concept, real money and real profits with real people. All right, let me prove that to you. Shake my hand. Go ahead, shake my hand. Okay, if you could do that for me, it'll be very well appreciated. All right, again, this is the Unique Trading Group, where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. I'm Coach UV, your host, your trading mentor. I would love to mentor you. You guys stay blessed out there. Until the next time, peace.